Well, Susie, when I was in my teens, I developed really pretty decent skills in terms of business, but I hadn't really come to terms with the world exactly, and I was an unbalanced individual. I may still be, but Susie really put me together, and she was the one that had the little watering can, and I was the seed in the soil. But it took the watering can from Susie to help me really grow up and mature. She was a wonderful person, and she believed in me. She put me together, and I would not have been. I would not only turn out to be the person I've turned out to be, but I would not have. I actually wouldn't have been as successful in business without that. She made me more of a whole person. She never cared about money or business at all. One time we had dinner with a friend of mine, Herb Wolf, in New York, and as we were coming back on the subway to Manhattan, he lived out a ways. She said, "Warren," she said, "how many 100,000s are there in a million?" And at that time, I knew I shouldn't turn the checkbook over to her. Well, I don't know that, you'll have to go to Rogers and Hammerstein or somebody to figure out exactly what happens when you meet somebody and, a stranger across the room or something of the sort. But I knew she was for me, so I didn't waste any time. I wasn't getting any place for it, but my pursuit was avid, and so she married me when she was 19. I was 21. I bought the ring. I told Bill Gates when I was trying to sell him a ring when he was going to get married got married on January 1st, 1994. I said, I spent 6% of my net worth on my ring for Susie. So I think when you come out to our jewelry store, it's a guideline, but you might vary it a little bit, but 6% is more or less the standard amount. The wedding date was kind of interesting because I was a member of the National Guard here in Nebraska, and on April 19th, 1952, the Missouri River was coming up over its banks, and I was getting married at 3 in the afternoon, and at noon I got a call, and the guy, I answered the phone, and the fellow said, "Corporal Buffett," and I said, "Yes, sir." And he said, "This is Captain Murphy," and he said, "What time are you getting married?" And I said, 3 o'clock. And he said, "Well, we've been activated, so be at the armory at 5. So that was not an auspicious start for the wedding day. And then a little while later, I got a call from the commanding general of the 34th Division, and he said, "I'm countermanding Captain Murphy's orders, so go and have a great time on the honeymoon." Fortunately, the original call from Captain Murphy stuttered somewhat, and otherwise I would have thought it was one of the ushers in the wedding or something playing a game on me. I might have made some comment that would have landed me in the barracks for a few months. I did not wear my glasses at my wedding. I couldn't then. One of the eyes has been corrected somewhat, but I couldn't see anything without my glasses, and I was so nervous that I just decided I'd take off my glasses, and I wouldn't be able to see all those people out there. Well, she had a fantastic voice, and she always liked to sing. I like to sing too, but unfortunately I didn't have the voice she had. But so she decided in the mid-1970s that she'd like to try and do it in front of crowds. And it's no fun initially singing in front of crowds, but I encouraged her to do it, and she started performing here locally some, and then she also did a little bit in New York. My friend Bill Ruane, we started calling him Broadway Bill because he went around Greenwich Village and places lined up gigs for. She was very, very good. I've been very lucky in family. I've been lucky in I've been lucky in geography. I mean, I've been lucky in the time when I was born. I mean, it would not have been as much fun being born 200 years ago. I think about that every time I go to the dentist. It's a different world now than that. I mean, just think of childbirth, a few hundred years ago or something of the sort. We are very lucky that, at least I consider myself very lucky I was born in 1930 rather than 1730. There's an enormous amount of luck. How you're wired, whether I was born female or male, whether I was born black or white. I mean, that was huge, in 1930. It's still big, but it was night and day in terms of the opportunity I was going to have. If I'd been born black, I would not have, who knows where I would have ended up, but I certainly would have been, I would have had a whole different life. It had nothing to do with me.